In Eureka Springs, where whispers whine, stands the Crescent with tales entwined. Kalani bold, with Savannah by his side, through ghostly halls they bravely stride. On Christmas Eve, neath starlit sky, in search of spirits that never die. Through Norman Baker's shadowed past, seeking answers, holding fast. Each creak and echo in the night, a story hidden from the light. Together they delve into the unknown, in the Crescent Hotel, where secrets are sown. So gather close as tales unfold of a Christmas haunting, brave and bold. In Eureka Springs' embrace, ghost hunters meet the past, face to face.
What is going on? I am here at probably my favorite location that I've ever been to. I come here every year, but this is the first YouTube video that we're ever doing here. So right behind me is the most haunted hotel in America, the 1886 Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Now this place has a morgue, it has an incredible backstory, really dark history, and just a long tenured history. Now we're gonna jump into the interviews and the history in a minute, but me and Savannah are rocking some Christmas sweaters. This is our Christmas episode. What do you think, Savannah?
I'm excited. This is literally my favorite place to investigate, and I cannot wait to see what we're gonna get.
And as you guys can see, they have this place decked out for Christmas, from all of the lights to the Christmas tree there. You've got Christmas trees everywhere. Like, this is a Hallmark movie, but haunted. So if you're into spooky locations, but you're not really into the abandoned scene, you want somewhere that's a little bit more bougie, Crescent Hotel. Come get a room, maybe have an experience, but they have awesome history tours and ghost tours. But with that being said, let's go inside.
I'm Gina Rambo. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications here at the Crescent Hotel. Eureka Springs was founded in the late 1800s. There was a belief that our springs that were all around town had healing powers. So people began flocking to the springs around town, and there became a need for lodging for these people. So the Frisco Improvement Company decided to build a resort up here on the hilltop. It started in 1884 and was completed in 1886. The hotel ran for many years, and as they got into the early 1900s, in the wintertime it wasn't very busy, so they turned it into a women's college called the Crescent Conservatory for Women. And that ran in the winters through the 1930s, through 1934. Then in 1937, the hotel was purchased by Norman Baker. Norman was a charlatan and had been part of many scams in his past. He came from Muscatine, Iowa. And he called this the Baker Cancer Hospital and claimed that he had the cure for cancer.
Hi, my name is Sarah E. Kelly. I go by Jinx. I give ghost tours here at the hotel, at the Crescent Hotel, and also I work in the day spa. And Norman Baker was a charlatan snake oil salesman that was here from 1937 until 1939. He had a cure for cancer, he said, that was a combination of ground up watermelon seed, brown corn silk, red clover, some water, and a touch of carbolic acid just for an active feel. He also used mental therapeutics to convince people that he was healing them in 6 weeks' time with a 100% success rate. And unfortunately, we know that the success rate was really zero. And so he was really just convincing people that he was doing something that he wasn't. But he offered this cure, formula number 5, for 10 years. And so a lot of people either did not get cured or were diagnosed here by basically eclectic medical degree doctors who had a 2-year degree, and that was something unique to the time of the Great Depression, using no surgery and no x-ray, and then they would be magically healed, but they never had cancer to begin with. Now also on top of that, one of the other strange things about Norman Baker was that even though he did not believe in surgery when you were alive, he believed that after you passed on, he was allowed to do whatever he wanted with your body, and he would do autopsies on these patients that passed here at the hotel or at the hospital at that time, and he would take out their tumors and affected organs and put them into jars, and eventually became so proud of these jars of parts that he had, maybe a form of advertisement that might have been a future advertisement, and he made a flyer of them, took a picture of them, and sent it out in the mail to everybody he knew. And this is really what got him arrested, because it was false advertising through the federal mail, and he had crossed all of his T's and dotted all of his I's, and they really couldn't get him for anything else. And this mail fraud put him in prison for 3.5 years in Leavenworth. Now, we found the jars many years later. Although we knew they had existed, they really stayed in the basement here until the 1960s. But at that point, they discarded them. They disposed of them somewhere. And, we were doing some digging out in the back of the hotel when we found the first 2 jars. We were using a backhoe, so we kind of broke them. But we unearthed them, and actually we found that it was organic material that was packed in alcohol and not formaldehyde, which it says to me that there was probably a part of a collection or a display, which actually makes it a little bit worse. And now we're fortunate enough to have them on display here at the Crescent with us, and so we can talk about Norman Baker and his time here, and have a physical display of some of the really unorthodox ways that he was healing people. And oftentimes they see a woman pushing a gurney down this hallway on the 3rd floor, and they think it may be a nurse that maybe had moved bodies in the middle of the night, because it happens about 3 o'clock in the morning. They moved them down to what used to be the college's kitchen, or the original hotel's kitchen, where they had an ice box. And Norman Baker would keep these bodies in that ice box until, between the time they had an autopsy, and then they would go off to the mortuary. So down in our morgue area, which most hotels don't get to have them, but we have one, he would keep those bodies, he would do their autopsies on them, and then send them away. And our morgue area gets quite a lot of activity, not just from Norman Baker and all the nefarious things that he did, but we also get Brecky Thompson down there quite a bit, because when it was a kitchen, I think he used to play down there, bother the kitchen ladies for their snacks and things, But our paranormal activity here is high. In fact, the woman I was talking about, the nurse that pushes the gurney down the hallway, she was just cited 2 weeks ago. And what was interesting about that was that it was a guest that really had not been into the ghost thing, that had not taken the tour, and was telling an employee about the sounds and the things that he had seen. And then it's just always fun to be able to confirm those activities. A lot of our guides have a lot of activity that happens during their tours. Pictures get taken, and one of my favorite things that happened recently was 10 years ago, or 10-ish years ago, during one of our Eureka Springs paranormal weekends, one of the investigators had gotten a picture of a woman in the window in the Sky Bar, and just about 4 weeks ago, I had a woman that had taken a picture, had an experience where a doorknob had turned right in front of her. She felt a presence around her, and then she took this picture, and she took almost an identical picture of this same spirit in the same window in the Sky Bar. And again, I love to see it happening over and over again, because that confirms our spirit activity for sure. Michael is one of our most infamous spirits. He's a ladies' man. He's in 218, and he was an Irish stonemason that helped build the building. He was about 3 stories high in the building. This place is dry stacked with these limestone bricks, so they were quite proficient at what they did, really great Irish stonemasons. But imagine he's about 3 stories high up on the building when he saw a lovely lady walking through the garden, and he couldn't help himself, so he kind of waved at her, and she waved back, and then he wanted to impress her, so he does a little jig up there on that 3rd floor and falls off onto the beam that is now 218, and that's what makes it Michael's room. But he really likes those ladies. When they stay in there, he can't help himself. He, likes to stroke their hair. He'll show up in the mirror behind them while they're doing their makeup. Maybe even when they're showering, he used to throw back the shower curtain and turn the water very hot or very cold, kind of forcing them to jump out of that shower so you can get a little view. But we have experienced it. I had a guest just a couple months ago, even though we do not have any shower curtains left in that room. She said there's a big glass shower door, and her shower turned on in the middle of the night, like out of nowhere. She'd get up out of her bed to turn it off, and we decided that the trick was a little different, but the intention sort of seemed the same. So, but Michael does things like that all the time, and we'll open drawers and the doors to the outside balcony. There's a set of French doors that he loves to open, whether you like it or not, and even if they're locked, he'll find a way.
Okay, so we're here. We're about to go into the morgue area at the Crescent Hotel. Now, something we're going to do tonight a little bit differently than we've done with every other investigation in the past is we're going to do an Estes in every room that we go into. The reason we're doing that is because Norman Baker was on the radio for decades. And we've investigated here many times, and it's felt like that has been the most efficient way to communicate with him and the other spirits here. Is that because he knows so much about the radio and the radio communication? I think so. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to use Savannah, see if we can pick up on anything in any of the rooms that we go into. But the morgue area has been the hot spot for us to contact Norman Baker. Do you have any remarks on anything tonight?
I mean, I think every time we've done an Estes here, it's been incredible. So I'm excited to see what happens again. And I think we should get started.
All right. So let's go to the morgue. It's really creepy down here when you're all alone. Okay, here we go. Lock that door.
Okay.
I think it's crazy to think about a hotel having a freaking morgue in the bottom of it.
Literally, here is their laundry room for like the linens and
Like
everything.
laundry room and then morgue right here. So I don't know if this is like 100% accurate, but I don't think there's another hotel in the entire country that has a morgue.
And if there is,
Comment below.
let us know in the comments, because we should go there. But yeah, it is pretty crazy.
Close it behind you. Okay, so we're now in the morgue area right now. Now, they have estimated about 44 deaths, but they don't know the actual number because that's kind of just what they've estimated. So, we don't really know how many people's bodies would pass through this morgue. But what we do know is that Norman Baker right here is probably the biggest charlatan in the state of Arkansas. Outside of a few politicians that come to mind.
Yeah.
But he wanted to be a politician. That's the funny
did.
part, is he actually wanted to run for governor of Arkansas. And I'll show you in the other room right here, he actually has like a poster made for running for governor. Let's go look at that really quick before we get started.
Did he ever have a campaign or anything? Or?
I mean, he had to have. But from my understanding, like he was trying to pander to farmers.
Yeah.
And obviously, like this guy was a radio host, pretty much. Why would farmers relate to this guy?
Right. Yeah.
He was just pandering to try and get votes.
Right.
So.
What was that?
What was that?
It was like that way.
Norman. A few odd facts about Norman. He loves the color purple. He had a lot of purple suits. And he's got a bit of an ego streak. Something we found in the past is if you talk negatively about Norman Baker,
Normie doesn't like it.
Normie doesn't like it. And he's coined this name Normie with us because every time we've been down here, the moment I start singing, the response has been the same. And we've been here probably 5 times.
And it's because you always sing, what are you singing? Normie baby?
What was that?
I heard that. What is
Normie baby,
Yeah.
slip a Rolex under the tree for me. Yeah, Norman doesn't like me.
No.
I think he likes Savannah.
To be determined.
I mean,
don't
how
know.
could you not? But Norman does not like me. That is something that we are well aware of, and I'm well aware of. But the creepiest room down here is probably the specimen room.
For sure.
So, if you're not familiar with the story, he told people, well, you'll be familiar with the story after you listen to the history section.
What
So,
was that? I just heard footsteps.
did you?
Yes, behind me.
Okay, as I told you in the history section, this is the specimen room. This is where they would have actually dug up the specimens in, I think it was 2019. They found all these specimens buried in the backyard. So these had some organic human tissue in them, but some of these were just like medicine bottles and different concoctions that he was making. You can look at these and see that there's some weird stuff inside of them. But furthermore than that is that he was telling people he could cure cancer with no radiation, no surgery, and it was 100% effective, which those claims today are bold. And imagine in 1930 how even more bold those claims would be.
People were spending like
Tens of thousands.
They were spending their life savings on this. and
Like I want to
it
say,
didn't work.
I want to say on your point of life savings spent, he made like 30 million in that time's money, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. It could be 30 million in today's money. But
I don't know.
regardless,
It was a lot.
that's
of
a
money.
lot of money
Yes.
to make off of scamming people
And people came from
all over.
all over, not just Arkansas.
But I think this is actually the advertisement that would end up getting him arrested. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the one. But you can see here we have proofs of our success. Actual cancer specimens and laboratory data proves all. And he was sending these out as advertisements for people to come here that were incredibly sick.
And he got arrested because it was through the mail, which is, what am I trying to say?
Would it be mail fraud?
Mail fraud, or yeah.
I think mail
that's why
fraud's
he
what they got him
arrested.
on.
Yeah.
But he turned this place into like a Great Gatsby decorated hotel.
It was like
You can look. It's like Art
bright
Deco
colors,
right
yeah.
here. So the original fire.
That was me.
Oh shit!
I'm sorry if I hit the wall.
The Art Deco design. You can see the triangles everywhere. You can see the fireplace and all
Almost
these.
like circusy.
Yeah, it was almost like you give a guy that doesn't know interior design the free
Money.
reign to.
Of a whole entire hotel, and that's what he turns it into. So, interesting.
But this is Norman inside of his office. He actually had a 6-sided desk that still sits in the lobby to this day, that he had a different business on each side of the desk. So he was always chasing the bag, and I think this is probably his worst scheme that he did.
I think so too.
But when you look up the word charlatan, Norman Baker's face is what's right next to it in the Webster's Dictionary.
Yes. 100%.
So with that being said, this is the morgue area, and you can see here the body locker, the makeshift body locker that they would use. But you can see this is not built to be a standard body locker. It was made for food, essentially.
Right. Yeah.
And that this area at one point was the kitchen.
Yes.
So a lot of people have experienced paranormal activity down here. Some believe it to be due to the morgue, but more people probably relate that to the kitchen.
Yes.
They interact with little children down here and people that used to work in the kitchen. So although we've come in contact with Norman here, there's also the possibility of coming in contact with the cooks or people that worked in the kitchen or even children that would run around this place. So I think we should get set up and start investigating.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we have a few pieces of equipment out. We've got our flux into the entrance of the morgue. We've got our static dome, which detects static EMF. And then we've got our recorder here and a mag light set there. So for any of the spirits here, I know you and you know me, but if there's somebody new here that doesn't know who I am, my name's Kalani.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're here to speak with you tonight. We don't have any ill intentions, unless your name is Norman Baker. And we just want to hear your story and hear what you have to say. We know that many people suffered here and had painful experiences here, but we know some of you had positive experiences here. So, with that being said, I think we set the mood a little bit better, Savannah. Now, we will hear popping from time to time from
The heater.
the heater.
Yes.
So I'll try and debunk that when I hear it. But first things first, for anybody in this space that would like to come through and speak with us, I have this silver device here, and if you just speak into it, then the objective is for us to hear you. So I'm standing right now in the body locker. Does anybody want to come forward and say hello? All right.
It sounds like there's someone outside of the door.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. This is like a bad time to interject this. But if this video hits 3,000 likes, I will come back here. Oh, wait. You interrupted my advertisement. Maybe it's Norman. Maybe Norman doesn't want me to drop my ad.
If this
is Norman, can you rotate clockwise around that device on the floor? You can move around it, and it'll show me where you're at. This is you, Norman. Oh! Keep going, Norman.
Keep going, Norman. Please. Just keep walking around that device.
Come on, Normie. You love when I call you Normie, don't you? It's still going.
That is really crazy.
Right when I started to say...
Right when you started to, like...
advertise something.
I don't think that he likes male competition.
No, I don't think he likes... I don't think he likes other people to be...
That was...
successful.
That was really crazy.
Okay, well, before Norman interrupted me, if this video hits 3,000 likes, I will come back here and spend the night in the morgue area and sleep in the body locker if this video hits 3,000 likes. Savannah probably won't.
I will not be doing that. I'll be in a bed upstairs, but I will come back with him, so.
Okay. So, Norman, thank you for interrupting. Let's play this back and see if we got anything. Whoa. Let me out of here. Listen to it. That just said, let me out of here. Wait, there's something else. I'm in pain?
I can't quite make out that last part, but the first is definitely...
Let me out of here. I think the very last word I heard was pain. Like, I'm in pain.
Huh.
Oh my, that sent a shiver down my spine. I mean, that was the first EVP of the night.
Right.
First recording of the night. And I'm in the body locker, which you got to think, if this was somebody that passed away here that had cancer, remember, formula number 5 was being injected into them 7 times a day.
And they had no pain medication.
No pain sedatives. They were suffering. That's why he put those 2 doors up to block out the screams of these people in pain.
Yeah.
That's so bad. Bad boy.
So he, said that no one ever died here. And so to keep morale high.
Yeah. Well, to keep morale high and then to also keep his
Statistics.
shady business
Yes.
statistics high.
He would put people on the train home knowing they were going to die on the train. That way they didn't die here. Yeah.
And he would say that they caught cancer and died on the train. So then it wouldn't affect his statistics. Or if they died here, he said that they weren't following the treatment plan accordingly.
And that's why they
And it
didn't
was
make
their negligence
Yes.
as to why they died
Yeah.
instead of something that he could have changed.
Right.
So he had no accountability. He had no morals or ethics. He literally was a charlatan that was just trying to steal people's money and try and give false hope to people that didn't have any.
The worst kind of charlatan, because people's life was depending on the claims he was making.
Yeah, like he told people he could cure their cancer, knowing good and damn well that he was throwing together watermelon seeds and some acid and a few other household ingredients, injecting these people, and knew that they weren't going to get fixed.
You know what I think? We were down here earlier doing B-roll, and I got really emotional and down and out. And I think that part of it is after my parents have died, like being anywhere like a morgue or, something like that, I get really down and out and upset. But then here, especially with the cancer and like knowing the people that suffered, because my dad had liver cancer, it just makes it even harder and like a little bit more emotional for me.
Yeah, like we don't, for my folks that keep up with us on every platform, you've probably seen it, but
He died 4 months ago.
he died 4 months ago while we were investigating the McIntyre Villa for a week, and we literally had to fly home, an emergency flight,
to tell him bye.
tell him bye.
Yeah.
And even just a little bit before that, not to go off on a tangent, but he was diagnosed with liver cancer and they gave him about 6 months to live. And he only lasted
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So we've been dealing with that. Her mother passed away the year before that. And they told us it was because of COVID.
We won't even get into that. But
We won't get into it.
all I'm saying is, I don't know, to some people it might be silly because it's just a morgue. To me, it like makes me think of my parents and it just makes me really sad. So I think that's why I have trouble being down here. But then especially him with like the cancer, and that's just such a beast, and people thought that they had hope and there really was none. So it just makes me emotional.
Yeah, like when you put it in a personal perspective, like let's say we rewind back to 1930.
I mean, your mom had cancer.
My mom had breast cancer. She survived. But imagine your dad reads in the newspaper that this guy in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, that just opened this brand new facility
has a 100%.
can 100% cure cancer. You just have to spend pretty much every penny that you've made in your life to get
Right.
there. And then you get there and this guy is literally just injecting you with watermelon seeds.
And peppermint oil or whatever
Like,
it was.
yeah, just crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And you were going to die anyway. But then, not only did you die, but you spent every cent that your family had to get here.
Like, it's making me cry. That's just so sick and twisted, and like the pain that these people must have went through and their family, you know, like sending them here having hope that it was going to work, and then they show up dead on a train.
Like, when you really think about it, this is probably one of the most sick and twisted stories that we've ever covered.
Yeah.
And this guy was profiting millions off of it.
And affected so many people's life, that one guy.
So, that is the face of evil, folks.
Yeah.
I know that some people probably try and sympathize and say that he was trying to help.
Or people make light of the situation, and it's easy to not make light of the situation, but like when you come to the hotel and the environment, whatever, like you just can't put your head in a space to imagine
That
what would have went
place
on here.
was completely different.
Because it's beautiful now and it's happy now and people make memories here, but like it once was people's literal living hell.
Yeah, for the people that were truly suffering from cancer, that were not getting the treatment they needed, this was their literal hell on earth.
Yeah.
So let me go back in here and see if we can connect. I know we went off on a bit of a tangent, but we thought that that was a valuable bit to add because there's a personal touch with this one.
Right.
Especially now more than ever, because you just had a parent pass away and I just had an in-law pass away from cancer.
Literally 4 months ago.
From cancer,
Yeah.
and this guy was selling people hopes and dreams that
Right.
they could cure their cancer. So if we were in the 1930s, you know that we would have tried our hardest
Yeah, like who wouldn't send their relatives?
to send him here, and he would have died here
Yeah.
because this guy was just full of shit.
Right.
Okay, let me get my bearings straight here. It sounded like somebody said, "Let me out of here. What can I do to free you from this space?" Did you pass away here from cancer? I'm trying not to get a...
Are you crying?
It's just so sad.
Yeah.
Because I know that these people sent their relatives here for hope, and it was all just a scam.
And oh my gosh, when you even think about it even more, people came from all over the country, and it was so far back then. Like, they weren't flying to get here, they were on trains. So it's not like people got to come here with their relatives.
They were alone.
They were alone. Literally, like, their relatives states away. So people sent them with all this hope, and then I'm sure they didn't even get to say bye.
Nope. It was, "Oh, sorry, they died on the train of cancer."
Right.
Okay, let me just sit here for a sec. Let's do this playback.
It sounded like somebody said, "Let me out of here. What can I do to free you from this space?" Did you pass away here from cancer?
I thought I heard a yes.
I heard a yes, and I was gonna say, oh, I think it says yes, I did, but the
But
last
I don't
word-
hear "did" on the last word.
No,
I hear
I don't
"yes,
either.
I."
Yes, I something.
Okay, let me try one more. "I'm sorry that you had to go out that way, and I'm sorry that you were sold a false hope. But is there anything I can do from my side to make things a little easier on you now?"
What? Holy shit. What? Holy shit.
What? Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
That thing just went off.
Oh my gosh.
That thing just went off.
I hope our mic picked that up.
Okay, so we were filming B-roll, and I have a bonus clip of where we were filming B-roll down here, and we hear this go off.
I heard a knock.
Oh, shit. But something just set off this motion-activated soap dispenser, and there's not even any batteries in.
We can't even set it off. There's no soap in there. It doesn't work. When Kalani does
Look
it,
at
it
this.
doesn't work. And it just went off.
That's insane. Oh,
My
that's...
heart is literally racing.
Oh, my gosh. This is Norman. We're not afraid of you. You're not going to scare us out of here.
I'm sorry that you had to go out that way, and I'm sorry that you were sold a false hope. But is there anything I can do from my side to make things a little easier on you now?
That is nuts.
I mean, that's the only thing, and that sounds very distinct. That
It's the yeah, of like the soap coming out or whatever. That's crazy.
Okay, whoever is making this soap dispenser go off, can you do it again? I mean, the fact that I can't even set it off
No.
should tell you that there's something going on here.
I'm like confused.
Like, there's no green light blinking.
No, nothing.
I'm hitting the button to release it. I mean, there's nothing. That's crazy.
That is nuts. Yeah.
Well, if that was you that did that, whoever you are, thank you for doing that, letting us know that you can hear us and you can interact with the environment. If you'd like to knock somewhere, feel free to do that for us. That's the heater.
Yeah.
Again, we're not afraid of whoever's down here. Norman Baker, the charlatan, can come forward if he'd like.
Yep.
Do you want to step into the... grab my recorder. Let's step into the specimen room.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to do your Estes in here tonight?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know if you've ever done one in here.
No, I've done it.
You've done it in the body locker.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody that's currently in the room with us now? That was somebody outside the door. That was somebody outside the door. There's no one. There's no one here. That sounded like something knocked right on the outside of this door, which is this wall. Hello?
Is there anybody down here?
I mean, it's really early in the morning. Like it's 1:58 in the morning right there. There's no one awake. And it sounded like a knocking right on the outside of the
It
door.
kind of sounded like what you just did.
One of these moving?
Yeah.
People have stuff down here happen. Like the workers down here have crazy stuff that happen inside of this.
What was that? What is that?
I don't know.
Would this have been the laundry room when it was first a hotel? Or
Probably not.
Like, what, did they have laundry?
I don't think so. I mean,
Oh, yeah, we're
1886
talking about, oh, yeah, 1886.
is when it was.
Yeah.
I do not know what I just heard.
That.
This has been the most active, but this is also the latest we've ever.
That's what it was. Did your back just hit that?
No,
Wait.
that was something else.
You're.
Is the door still locked up here?
Is somebody down here? What on earth is that?
I have no idea.
What is that? Let's think. That's not where the elevator is it?
No.
The elevator's that way.
Yeah.
Straight ahead.
I don't know what would be above us. Unless maybe
It's not even like above us though. It's like,
it's like on the other side of this wall.
what is that?
I don't know. Let's go back into the morgue. That's freaky though. I don't know what that is.
That is weird.
I've never heard that down here either.
You guys also know something that is freaky? Is that the fact this used to be the kitchen? I already mentioned that.
The flux just went off.
You're kidding.
No,
That's not us, is it?
no, we're not even close to it. Something just set off the no. Like it didn't want us back in here. Something hit no when we were walking back towards us. Norman, are you upset with us being down here? I've got chills all over my body right
I
now.
do too. It's like crazy down here.
The energy, the moment we started talking about our own personal story,
He didn't know that we had. The last time we were here, I didn't have a personal story.
No, you
related to
didn't.
it.
because the last time we were here was January of this year.
My dad was alive still. He didn't even.
And he didn't even know he had cancer. Like this story got a lot more personal
We're
4
back.
months ago.
and he's hearing us talking about it, and
Let's go back into the specimen room. Ooh, this is just...
I'm not liking it.
I'm really uncomfortable. And I don't know if there's something here making me uncomfortable.
Not scary, but uncomfortable.
Yeah, like I'm not afraid,
Just,
but I feel uncomfortable.
yeah, very. Uncomfortable, emotional.
Wait, that was recording already.
What? I'll leave it.
Is there anybody that's currently in the room with us now?
Okay, that's where I cut it.
Okay.
All right, let's try again. Okay, if there's anyone that would like to speak with us, can you come forward and do so now, please? Does Norman Baker want to come forward and apologize for all of the people that he was responsible for killing? If there's anybody down here that can hear my voice, can you make a loud, audible noise? All right.
If there's anyone that would like to speak with us, can you come forward and do so now, please?
So the response there.
If there's anyone that would like to speak with us, can you come forward and do so now, please? Does Norman Baker want to come forward and apologize to all the people that he was responsible for killing? If there's anybody down here that can hear my voice, can you make a loud, audible noise?
Nothing.
No.
I'm wondering if we should try the Estes method now.
I feel like we have to.
I mean, we've gotten response down here. Everything that we've set out has gone off.
Literally.
We've had audible noises. We had literally, we had something go off in the environment that doesn't even have batteries. I can't even set it off, and something in this room activated it. Like, that's insane.
Crazy.
This soap dispenser went off, and there's not even any batteries in it. Like, I can't set it off myself. And that was the second time we heard that tonight.
Right.
Because you even said to me, I wish we caught that on camera.
Yeah.
And then we're sitting here investigating in the corner, and all of a sudden we hear this thing go off behind us.
It was pretty loud, so I'm assuming you guys would be able to hear the little air sound that made.
Okay, so we've got Savannah under Estes now inside of the human specimen room. So we're going to actually step out of the room here. She's got her own Estes cam and mic. We're going to step into this room. Okay, who's down here with us tonight? I want a name, if you could give it to me, please. Does the name Norman Baker bring back any memories? It just did it again. It just did it again. Oh my gosh. I hope this mic picked it up. Norman, is that you? Are you down here right now, Norman Baker? Normie, baby, slip a Rolex under the tree for me. Savannah has not said anything yet. If she doesn't get anything here in a minute or two, I think I'm going to reposition her inside of the body locker, and I'll go into the specimen room. We've had good Estes sessions in the body locker, and the fact that we had that EVP in there lets me know that there's something in there. But we wanted to try the human specimen room because we've never done one in there before. You getting anything?
No. Not one word.
Okay, well, let's put you in the human specimen room. Here, we'll turn this off for a sec. I told them we've had really good responses in the specimen room.
We're in the specimen room.
Or not the specimen room. Let's move you into the body locker.
Oh.
Grab that camera.
Okay.
Because I told them
That might be the first time
you've never gotten anything.
that I didn't have, no, not even like a word that I was like, I don't really know what it said. There was just nothing.
Okay.
And I wonder if I've like pissed him off, like talking about
Maybe.
my personal experience.
It's possible. Okay. Go ahead and step in there and I'll get this set up. Okay. There you go.
I'll stand like in the edge right here, and that way that can stay out there.
That's fine.
Okay. That was really weird.
Okay. I'm going to step in here now. Okay, is there anybody that would like to speak to me or my wife? She has a headset on. You just have to speak into her headset. Let us know that you're here. Can we have your name, please? Is Norman Baker down here with us? Who told us that they needed help out of here?
That was right.
That was right. Are you the person that said they needed help out of here? Did you pass away here? If you did, I'm so sorry. And I know that that doesn't do anything for you now, but I have the deepest sympathy for you. I just had an in-law pass from cancer.
Help!
I hear you crying out for help. What can I do to help you? Is there anything I can do on my side to help you? Did he give you formula number 5?
It's me.
I need your name, please. It's me. My name's Kalani. What's your name? Who am I speaking with so I can address you properly?
$14,
Is that how old you were?
$20.
Oh, you were 20. Okay. I'm 25. What year did you come here?
Oh, it feels like something just like breathed on my neck.
Is that Norman?
I do not like that feeling.
Normie, baby.
I'll do it again.
Norman, if that's you, you better not touch her.
Her parents.
They're both dead, yeah. One died from cancer. Is this Norman down here that's messing with us now? These people didn't deserve what you put them through, Norman, if this is you. They didn't deserve to be lied to and scammed. The blood of these people is on your hands. You know that, right? All for a pretty penny. It's pretty pathetic. Downright disgusting. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Death.
Death. What about death? If I'm not speaking to Norman, please speak up and let me know. I'm not trying to be rude or mean, but I feel like somebody needs to put him in his place. Did you die here? Did you die in the pain ward? The annex? Did he put you behind those steel doors and no one could hear you cry for help? I just need you to try and speak a little bit clearer, use a little bit more energy to come through if you can.
Never forgave me.
Who never forgave you? Is this Norman? Is this Norman trying to find forgiveness? I'm not the one responsible for your judgment. Who am I speaking with right now?
I'm gonna be honest. I think that I cannot. I'm down here, not in the headspace to
Do it?
connect because there's nothing coming through.
Well, it's weird.
And I don't feel like anything's affecting me really, other than I just feel really emotional, and I think that that's distracting me from this.
I mean, that's a fair statement. It's weird how it said her parents.
Yeah.
Her parents came through. Death came through. A couple numbers.
Did anything match up?
Somewhat. I tried to call out to whoever was here. You said help.
Yeah.
And then
The help was a really sad scream.
For a brief period, I thought that maybe Norman was down here, but I wasn't getting any clear responses like we have in the past. But what's interesting about it is if it was somebody that died in the pain ward, they probably screamed for help hours on end and were never heard.
I can't even imagine. Just hours of screaming. No help.
Well, I say let's get you out of down here. I mean, even for me, it's the more I think about it, the more it's kind of weighing down.
It's a little much.
The gravity, it didn't really hit me until we came down here and started talking about the history and the story.
Yeah.
That could have been us in 1930.
And it was he died 4 months ago. We're talking fresh, you know what I mean? So it's a little too much.
So let's go up to Michael's room. Michael's haunting's a little bit different. It doesn't involve this as much.
Yeah, separate from this story, so I think that'll be...
I think that'll be nice. So
nice, yeah.
We're going to move to Michael's room, and we'll kind of go over what happened in his room once we get there. Okay, so one of my favorite things about the Crescent is they actually have a feline general manager. Now, he's a bit camera shy. We'll go try and meet him. It looks like he's catching some Z's right here by the fireplace. He knows where to go. Jasper. Meow. Hey, Jasper. Jasper's the general manager. He does a really good job. Jasper, do you have anything you want to tell the camera? Anybody at home? Should they come visit you? Jasper's like the chillest cat ever. But they used to have another cat, and his name was Morris. So that's Morris there. So they used to have Morris the cat, and now they have Jasper. So if you come to the Crescent, he's literally just chilling out here in the lobby. Savannah loves Jasper.
He's really sweet. Let's take a moment for the Christmas decorations in the lobby.
Yes. I told them it's like a haunted Hallmark movie.
A little tour of the lobby. It's beautiful.
Like
This is the original fireplace.
original fireplace. And you've
With, like,
got,
the painted color for you and Norman Baker's.
yep. You've got the big tree in the middle. Like, this is a really cool place to come with your family at Christmas time. There's the dining room down there.
Oh, there's the original desk.
And then here's Norman Baker's desk. Right there. And then you can just see it's all decorated. Like out back, they have Christmas trees set up. And my favorite part about this place is they have a pool that's like 90 degrees year round. So it could be 30 degrees out here in Arkansas. You can get in the pool still, and it feels good.
It is so nice. And it's steamy. It's beautiful. Like, this place it's my favorite.
Yeah, it's like I said, if you want to go somewhere haunted but you don't want to get icky, like this is a beautiful hotel, wonderful staff, really nice, really good breakfast food, and the town of Eureka is really cool too.
This
Eureka
has become
Springs.
like a Christmas tradition for Kalani and I that I think will continue for a long time.
Yeah, like my goal is when I have kids that I want to bring them back to the Crescent and just carry on that tradition of every December. My family comes here to enjoy the Christmas spirit, enjoy the hauntings they have here in the history, and just look at how pretty this is. Look at all the Christmas trees. They're all decorated differently, but they've got axe throwing, chess, all sorts of stuff here. So if you want to come find a really cool place to go next December or any time of year for that matter, Crescent Hotel. And they did not pay me to say that. Like, this is my genuine, honest review.
Yeah.
Like, they're not saying, hey, Kalani, put an ad in your video.
No, we just fell in love with this.
This place is just one of my absolute favorite places to go. Okay, so there's people in the rooms. We gotta be really quiet. We gotta be quiet down here. But we're gonna go to Michael's room. Michael was a let's just go to the room. Okay, so this is Michael's room. Michael was the stonemason. He was
Stonemason?
Dalmatian. Michael was the Irish stonemason that died during the construction of the Crescent Hotel. Now, this room was the room that he would end up falling into and passing away. But as the story goes, there was a beautiful woman that walked by, and Michael was trying to hit a little dance while he was on top of a high surface. He ended up tripping, falling to his death inside of this very room. And this is a photo of Michael right here. So this is supposed to be the most haunted room inside the entire hotel. Women that have actually stayed here have been reported being touched in the middle of the night. He's a ladies' man. I mean, he's looking for a little action, all right? Another really weird story is they actually had to change the curtains inside of the shower because Michael kept pulling them down. So if you look, this is the only room that has a glass shower inside of the Crescent Hotel because Michael kept pulling down the curtains before. So we're going to investigate in here. We're going to see what we get. And maybe we can make contact with Michael the stonemason. Now, Savannah?
Yes.
I think what we might do for Estes on this one's a little unorthodox. I'm wondering if we should lay you in the bed
Okay.
to do Estes,
Okay.
to see if maybe Michael likes what he sees.
Okay.
I'm not trying to offer you up, but at the same time,
I don't know that I'm confused as to how else that would be taken.
maybe we can get some activity if he can admire your curves, okay? So I'm just trying to see if Michael's down to clown. and see if we get any activity.
Okay.
Maybe we should ask him.
My curves.
Let's just ask Michael what he thinks.
You're like, are you blushing?
No?
Oh, okay. Your face is a little red.
Let me turn off this air real quick.
Okay. I could go the rest of my life without seeing you make that face again.
I hope Melissa makes a gif out of that one.
Oh my god.
So then you never can let go of that face.
I'll see it all the time.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Michael, do you want my wife to lay on the bed to communicate with you? Would you rather have a blonde or a brunette? Can you say the word banana? What is that popping sound?
I don't know. Kind of weird.
Michael, do you want my wife to lay on the bed to communicate with you? Michael, do you want my wife to lay on the bed to communicate with you?
Lie on the bed?
Would you rather have a blonde or a brunette? Can you say the word?
What does that say?
Would you rather have a blonde or a brunette? Can you say the word?
Doesn't matter.
Banana.
It said banana.
That's cool.
Can you say the word banana?
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Interesting.
He said banana. Something. He said banana. Oh man. Love you, Mama.
Shout out, Michael.
Shout out, Michael. I love you, Mama. I'd like to thank my coach, my Snoop Dogg, Velveeta Cheese, my grandma, my aunt, Pastor Reggie, my math teacher in 5th grade, my 3rd grade teacher that told me I'd never be anything.
Here we go.
I'm just kidding. But I never forgot talking to you.
Really?
I don't know. I'm not dropping. I'm not name dropping. No free shout outs.
Okay, no free shout outs.
Unless it's love you, Mama. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here we go. So, Michael, you said the word banana, which lets me know that you can hear what I'm saying and respond to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So, Michael, the question I have for you right now is, are you still in pain being in this space? Do you like touching the women that come in here? Michael, do you watch people doing the dirty in this room?
Why would you ask that?
I always wanted to know that.
Wow, you dirty, sick, twisted
Okay, no.
mind.
Let me explain something.
Yeah, go ahead.
The scariest moment I've ever had ghost hunting is when I was living in Utah and I was going to the bathroom. And as I was going to the bathroom, I had a disembodied voice whisper in my ear, "Hello." I was completely naked on the porcelain throne.
Why were you completely naked to go to the bathroom?
I was about to take a shower.
You took all your clothes. Oh, okay.
So I was about to take a shower, and I was naked.
You weren't cold?
No. And this thing whispers in my ear, and I felt vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been scared at a location, really. Like,
Wait,
a handful of times. I called you, and I was freaked out.
Yeah.
I heard something in the bathroom with me.
Yeah.
So that makes me wonder. I mean, this is a hotel.
I guess.
We woke up this morning to some
Interesting noises.
weird knocking macaroni sounds coming from the next room.
It was interesting.
Don't know what that could have
I
been.
don't know. It's like they're mixing macaroni in there or something. I don't really know.
But in all seriousness, do they just leave? Do they watch?
I don't know.
Do some leave? Do some watch? So let's see if that $1 million question, do ghosts watch the deed being done?
I'm still trying to process the fact that you take all your clothes off before you go to the bathroom.
Are you still in pain being in this space? Do you like touching the women that come in here?
What?
Michael? Do you like touching the women that come in here? Michael?
What the heck
do you
is that?
watch people doing the dirty in this room?
Did you hear the...
Knock?
Okay, let me... It kind of sounds like clapping.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
No, just
What does it
listen.
sound like? Do it with your hands. Wow.
Just listen. I'm not making it up.
You're making this dirty.
Are you still in pain
I was curious.
being in this space?
Sue me.
Do you like touching the women that come in here? Michael, do you watch
Listen.
people doing the dirty in this room?
It does kind of sound. It does sound like that, actually. I'll be honest with you. It does sound like that. You hanging on there?
It sounds like cheek. I can't even finish
Sorry,
it.
keep going. It sounds like what?
It sounds like clapping.
Like what clapping?
I'm gonna stop right there.
Okay.
It sounds like somebody clapping.
Clapping because they're happy. They're clapping because. Oh, how could you not be happy?
Let me just listen to it one more time. Chat.
Oh my gosh.
Put down in the comments if you hear the clapping sound.
This is reminiscent to that one time we got something on a spirit box in Gettysburg.
That is true.
The OGs might remember that.
But I mean, that's weird. I'm trying to keep it as
Yeah, I know.
like I try and make it where everyone can watch these videos and enjoy them. So I don't want to get too out in the weeds. But that is a question I really have wondered. Like, where do they go? But this could be an answer, at least with
Are you
Michael.
still in pain
Crescent, if you're watching this video,
No, you're not.
I'm sorry. But it's me. You should
You already know.
have guessed.
being in this space? Do you like touching the women that come in here?
All right, listen. It sounds like clapping.
Michael, do you watch
Wait. I think that said on the bed.
touching the women that come in here?
On the bed.
Michael, do you watch people doing the dirty in this room?
It really does sound like some ghost cheek clappage. I'm sorry to say, but that's what it sounds like.
It really does.
I'm not making it up. So I'm going to take that as a yes.
Oh my god.
I'm going to take that as a yes, Michael. I like your humor. I mean, Michael, he was young when he died. I want to say he was under 20 or right around 20.
Yeah, he was young.
So mine and his humor.
And he died
Trying to riz somebody up.
Yes, he was trying to riz her up.
Michael's the Riz Lord.
He's the riz master. Irish stonemason.
He's looking to lay some.
Don't say it.
Okay. I'm going to stop right there. I need to just get off this ship.
Yeah, because you're
We're
sailing too far on it right now.
We're getting. Let's get you set up for Estes. What do you think?
I think we should move into that, yes.
Okay. Okay, so we've got Savannah under Estes, laying on the bed as an offering. Kind of, not really. Savannah, don't watch this. We've got 2 pieces of equipment. So Michael, my wife, is laying on the bed right now. Is there anything you want to tell her or me? Her name's Savannah. Michael.
Woman.
Yep, she's a woman.
Yes.
Yep. Do you like women being alone on the bed? Michael, do you know?
New York.
Is that where you're from? Hang on, let me tell her to be a little bit quieter. You can't be as loud. You're screaming. Talk quieter.
What did you say?
You're being too loud.
I can't tell how loud I am.
Just bring it down from where you normally are.
So, like, should I just talk like this?
Yeah,
It's hard to do that because once you put those on.
I know.
Okay, sorry. Was I yelling?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Michael. We've got to be a little bit quieter. Were you from New York, Michael? Michael, do you like spying on women in the shower? Is that why you kept pulling down the curtain rods?
Beauty.
Ah.
No.
Then why did you pull them down? I'm sure my wife would appreciate you thinking she's beautiful. I'm sure she appreciates that. Michael, what do you think about my long, luscious hair?
Is she staying here
No. She's going back with me, Bubba.
tonight?
She's going to be going back with me, Bubba. I'm sorry. Do you want her to stay here alone?
Don't take her away.
I have to take her, Michael. I'm sorry.
Yes.
She's not staying here alone.
What's her job?
She hunts ghosts with me. Do you know you're a ghost? We go around to haunted places.
You marry her?
I did marry her, yes. Is that a problem, Michael?
When?
We got married May of 2 years ago.
That was a while ago.
It's only 2 years. We've been together.
Year?
We've been together for like 8 years.
No.
We've been together for like 8 years. So we've been together for a hot minute. We've been in this room before. Do you remember us?
Hunter.
Who's Hunter? Michael, are you aware of the bad things that took place
I've
here?
seen you before.
Yep, that's what I thought. We have stayed in your room before. And you left us
You
alone.
visited.
Yep, I've been here, for sure. Do you like messing with people that stay in your room? Michael, can you tell us about the other side? On a serious note, where you're at right now, what does it look like?
I don't want to be disrespectful.
Well, please do not. Please do
With
not.
her.
Yeah, don't be disrespectful. I appreciate that. That's very noble of you. But I have a serious question. Can you tell me about the other side, where you're at right now? What does it look like?
Blonde.
She is blonde. You can see us. Is that what you're telling
See
me?
that.
You can see that? Okay.
Lights.
What kind of lights? What color?
What is that?
This is a camera. It just records what I'm
Weird.
doing. Yeah, it's probably weird to you. It's from a different time. But is the room the same color and the same layout and the same furniture? Like, what time is it for you right now? It's 3 a.m. for us. What time is it for you?
Did anyone come with you?
No, it's just me and her.
Here?
Just me and her. Are you not allowed to tell me about where you're at, Michael? Is that a rule? An unspoken law, maybe?
Steve.
My buddy Steve was in here
Steven?
last night. Yep, Steve was in here last night. Yeah. We didn't actually come together, but we're friends, and we ended up here together. He left this morning.
He was here.
He was here.
Did you see the river?
We did not go
I
to
did.
We did not go to
Do
the
you want this paper?
Is there somebody else in the room?
Don't do it.
Is there
This
somebody?
is two people talking to each other.
Okay, that's what it kind of sounded like. Michael, have you heard the stories about Norman Baker? Michael, can you see anyone following me or Savannah? Are there other spirits that may follow us that we can't see? I appreciate you speaking with us tonight, but I'm just trying to get a little bit more in-depth answers as to what this is, how we can speak. Because you died many years ago, but from the way you speak to me now, it feels like you're very much alive in a different plane or dimension. And I'm just trying to figure out more about that. And is there a way that we can speak better? Is there a more effective way for us to speak? Do you know anything?
At the door,
Okay.
a little kid.
There's a little kid at the door. Can he walk through the...
Cyrus.
Cyrus. Is that
He's
the
8.
little... Cyrus is 8? Okay. Can Cyrus come through the door without me opening
Runs
it?
around.
Is Cyrus the little boy I talked to last time I was here? When I was in the governor's suite? Is that who I talked to? Cyrus?
No. Don't do that.
Is Cyrus getting in trouble?
Film.
I am filming, yep. Many people come here to film, right?
Michael.
Yeah, I'm trying to film Michael. Can Michael show himself? Can you make a loud knock or move something? I appreciate you not wanting to be disrespectful, Michael. It's very, very, very noble of you.
I'm too scared.
Is this Cyrus? I just heard a knock. Or is Michael too scared? What are you scared of? What are you scared of? Seems like the communication's got a little bit more stagnant, more laggy. There's more of a delay between question and answer. And there she goes.
Pretty quiet now.
We had some good connection there for a minute.
Turn this off.
Okay. So, kind of what I gathered is it seems like he didn't want to disrespect me. So he didn't make any comments, but I was trying to ask him what the room looks like for him, and he said he could see us. Essentially, he could see that you're blonde. And then he said a boy named Cyrus was at the door. That was 8. And then after Cyrus came in, it's almost like Michael left. So I don't know if he was being called by Cyrus or what, but the moment Cyrus showed up, Michael's communication ceased. But he actually asked me if you would stay here tonight. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm not leaving her here.
Yeah.
And he's like, can you please leave her here? And I said no. So I think he was trying to get you alone, and then he eventually just stopped.
Yeah.
So that was a good session. I mean, I tried to see if we could figure out what their side looks like.
Yeah.
Didn't get any clear answers, and we normally don't.
Yeah.
But I think that might be like an unspoken
all I
rule.
Could see, this is not in terms of like what he's seeing now, I don't think, but all I could see when I was laying down, like in my head, I kept getting like visions of like a building with like the empty like wood going across and stuff, like them walking on it, you know, because that's how he would have died, is falling off of one of those.
Yeah.
So that's all I could envision the entire time.
Yeah, and maybe that's just your mind charging you.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like that's what you're thinking about is him falling.
I was just thinking about him falling the whole time, yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes when you do Estes, you'll have weird, like, visions pop into your head.
That was definitely because I know how he died. Like, I was just picturing that the whole time.
Yeah. But, like, sometimes we have stuff come through that's not
Just
related
pops
to that.
in, yeah.
And then all of a sudden it correlates. So,
Yeah.
I think that was a good one. That was a lot better than downstairs, but I also think the mood up here is a lot different.
In a way better headspace.
The haunting's different. Your headspace is different.
Yeah.
But it does seem like if you're a woman and you're trying to get touched, come to Michael's room alone and see what happens. Okay, guys, so after last night's investigation, we wanted to take a step back and kind of look over what we had happen and ask a few questions to people around the hotel. The cries for help out of the body locker, combined with the overall feeling that me and Savannah had, just how it related to our personal lives and something that we've recently gone through, that was an emotional toll. It was an emotional tax on me and Savannah, and I think that affected her ability to communicate through the Estes method. Now, when we moved up to Michael's room, obviously the mood changed, the haunting changed, and who we were contacting in that room is vastly different than what we were contacting down in the morgue. Now, I thought it was very cool when we had Banana come through on the EVP recorder, as well as the mysterious clapping noises after I asked him if he could see certain things in the room. But this haunting's very unique, and I think partly because we know the story so well and it's so well documented, that it gives us something to really work off of in terms of being investigators trying to reach out to particular entities, but also being open to whatever could possibly be lurking in the shadows that didn't have its name called at any point. Now, if this video hits 3,000 likes, I will be returning back to the Crescent Hotel to investigate the pain ward as well as spending the night inside of the morgue. If you guys want to see that, please make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Something I wanted to talk about really quick, and this is something that we realized last night, is how personal this story was to me and Savannah. If this would have been 1930 and her father would have been diagnosed with cancer, we would have done anything in our power to afford to get him to this cancer treatment facility. And I think that's what really hits home with a lot of these hauntings and the history associated, is these are very horrible things that happened to people at a time where they were looking for hope. And with that being said, this is our Christmas special, and I've mentioned it earlier a few episodes ago that it's very critical that we reach out to people that are currently alive, that may be grieving through the holiday season, that may be struggling during the holiday season. Please reach out to these folks, make sure these folks are doing okay, and at the end of the day, just learn to be a lovable person. I feel like so many times we get caught up in life's redundancies and life's callings that we forget to be human at times, and we forget to be kind and genuine and overall just good people to one another. At the end of the day, you know, what we carry with us out of this world is not the money, it's not the fame, and it's not any of the tangible goods that we can buy during Christmas season, but it's the knowledge and the memories we have is what we're left with, in my opinion. So reach out to those folks that you love, reach out to those folks that need you during this time of year, and truly remember the meaning of love. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoyed our Christmas episode here at the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs.